Hi, Jewish Mom. This next Wednesday, this week, is the winter solstice, December 21st, the shortest and darkest day of the year. And so Rabbi Niven has been talking a lot about how this period, this week leading up to Chanukah and around the winter solstice, is the most likely period of the year to be feeling down. And I personally, I find myself, I'm having a lot of ups and downs and ups. And that's actually very normal right now. If you moms are feeling that also. So I just want to share a few ideas about feeling down, and what helps us get through and past feeling down. One of the most important things, something that I learned from an approach called innate health, is the importance of not judging your down moods. The importance of just being, okay, I'm in a bad mood. Okay, I'm feeling grouchy. Okay, I'm having a bad day. And in fact, when we have like our judgmental thoughts, when we have thoughts like, well, I have so much to be grateful for, and look at these beautiful children. Look, I have a home and I have a roof over my head. And just think of all the people in the world who don't have food and clean water, and healthy family members. And I have so much to be grateful for. And what's the matter with me? And I'm down. Okay, when we do that kind of thing, all these guilty thoughts lock the down mood in. If we can just kind of accept the bad mood, then it actually passes much more quickly. Somebody said, and I'm not sure who, that bad moods, it's like a ball in water. And unless you actually force the ball down, it will come up. A ball in water will always pop up unless you're actually doing something to force it down. So just know, like, that's what's going to happen. It might take a few minutes, a few hours, a few days even, but the mood will come back up. The second thing I want to talk about is something that I've mentioned several times in these pep talks, and I think it's so important. It's probably I think the main source for mothers of bad moods, is Rabbi Niven's famous, at least among Chabura participants, famous his gas tank principle. That when you are feeling down, when you feel like everything's falling apart, when you're feeling just grouchy and angry at the world, in many cases, it's simply a matter of your gas tank being on empty. So basically, when you're feeling down, many times we get into like problem-solving mode when we're feeling down. Like, okay, I am feeling down. That means I need to change this and this. I need to change this about this child, and I need to, change this about my life. And what Rabbi Niven says is, first step is don't problem solve when your gas tank is empty. Just go and take a nap. Just sit down and eat something. Just, go out and get some fresh air. Go on a walk. Just basically recharge. Okay? So often, I think most of the time, when we start feeling grouchy and down and angry at the whole world, it's because our gas tanks are very low. So if that's happening, get into bed. Okay? The third thing, which is helpful, is pick up the phone, talk with a friend. I just read about a scientific study about, like, when you're having low thoughts, and that it only takes 2 minutes of distraction to really completely pull you out of a negative thought process. And that's what, other things are also. For example, I have later on in this list, listen to a Torah class. Things that can pull you out of your down mood. I want to tell you a nice idea. So this morning, I was feeling down, and I called a friend, and she gave me a piece of advice that I thought was very nice. So I'm going to pass it on to you. She said that when she's struggling with something, then she kind of lies down, she relaxes, gets into like a relaxed state, and she imagines speaking with someone whom she admires. So she said it could be, with this person, like with this Rebbitzin or that Rebbitzin, or that, esteemed friend. And So I was kind of imagining this morning, I've been reading Henny Machlis's biography, Rebbetzin Henny Machlis, which is very inspirational. I'm sure you're going to be hearing more about it on JewishMom.com. So I imagine myself talking with Henny Machlis and saying, I'm feeling down, and I couldn't imagine, like I met her maybe twice or three times. She was such a real down-to-earth person. I'm just sure that she would say, well, everyone gets down sometimes. Everyone does. Everyone does. Just take care of yourself. Like, it's gonna pass. It's gonna be fine. Just imagining her being like so real. But I thought this basically, so I got that piece of advice from speaking with a friend. So that's a nice idea. Pulling yourself out of a down mood by speaking with a friend, pulling yourself back up. The fourth thing I want to recommend, and I often recommend, is exercise. So it's so important to get out of the house, to get your adrenaline going and get those endorphins going through exercise. It makes a huge difference. And I know it's harder for people who have cars. I don't have a car, so basically for me to do anything, I have to be walking places. But I realized when I was visiting my parents this summer how really when you live in a place where people drive, which is probably most of you, then it's really challenging actually to get the exercise you need to feel good. But I wanna encourage you, especially if you're feeling down, the importance, I think, of getting at least 15 or 20 minutes a day of a brisk walk or other exercise. Very important. The last thing, so I talked about listening to a Torah class. I think listening to a Torah class, listening to like a shiur, listening to a Torah class, something inspirational, it can so get you out of like what Rabbi Niven calls constricted consciousness, and getting you out of like your kind of like clamped, closed up negative view of the world, and kind of like broaden things, put in a new perspective, a new inspirational perspective on life and meaning, and putting meaning into life and what's happening. The last thing I want to mention, it's an idea, like kind of like a nice, simple, but I thought it's simple, but I think, but yet somewhat revolutionary idea from Sarah Hannah Radcliffe. I've mentioned several times in the blog that she actually has daily emails, daily inspirational parenting emails. And I'm on the list. If anyone's interested, I can write in the comments how you can sign up. And so she was talking this week about feeling down and what to do. And she said just how you should really be gentle with yourself and talk with yourself in a gentle, loving way, and say, okay, I know that you're feeling down, and I know you need some extra nurturing right now. And to actually nurture yourself and to take care of yourself and to spoil yourself. And if this is what you do to nurture yourself, sit down with some hot tea or some hot chocolate, and and open a book or a magazine, or whatever you do to nurture yourself. Do it, knowing that you're like not relying on other people to take care of you, because it might not happen. You take responsibility for yourself and nurture yourself. I thought that was a very nice idea. So in conclusion, so right now, Wednesday is going to be the winter solstice. This week leading up to Hanukkah is the darkest, most down week of the year. If you're feeling down and having ups and downs, or more downs than ups, then you're not alone. A lot of people are feeling down right now. So a bunch of suggestions. The first thing is no judgment. You feel down? No, don't judge it. When you judge it, it stays. Feeling down is like a ball. It's like unless you actively push it, forcefully push it down into the water, it will pop back up naturally. And I think that judgment is one of those things that keeps it down, keeps that ball down, keeps your mood down. The second thing is the gas tank, Rabbi Niven's gas tank principle. You feeling down? Get into bed, get some rest, eat a meal. Maybe you're hungry. Get some fresh air. do what you need to actually, because like there's a good chance that your gas tank, I think this is probably the biggest reason for mothers feeling down, it's just they are really depleted. Their gas tank is on empty. So do what you can to fill up that gas tank. Next thing is calling a friend. A friend can give you some nice new distraction, positive distraction to get you out of your mood. Exercise, of course, is always very important to get those endorphins going. Listen to a Torah class to get a new inspirational perspective. And Sarah Hannah Radcliffe recommends when you're feeling down, nurture yourself. Don't wait for other people. Like, why isn't this person taking care of me? Why isn't this person nobody takes care of me? No, you take care of you, mother yourself. And on that note, I want to bless all the Jewish moms with an amazing week. Hanukkah is coming up. And so just one more week to go until Hanukkah. I want to bless all of you with an amazing week. Kol Tov.